Giving thanks is a totally unselfish action and is a key to a relationship with the Father that makes us whole and not just healed. Hello friends, and welcome to another edition of Strategic Living Nuggets. In this podcast, I'd like to share my thoughts on what I title Attitude of Gratitude. I'd like to start with this personalized question. How would you want to be treated when you extend a hand of kindness to someone? I'd like to define gratitude within the context of our discourse as the practice of appreciating God for His work in our day-to-day living and His acts of benevolence in the world around us. But as easy as this sounds, we hardly give attention to this practice. But you know what? God has dealt with us lovingly in many ways that many at times we've not reciprocated accordingly, the way we would want to be appreciated as humans. The things to thank God for aren't far-fetched. There's so much to be grateful for: life, health, healing, provision, strength, vigor, vitality, not forgetting freedom, as intangible as it sounds. A visit to the correctional centers will make you appreciate freedom and liberty for its worth, even in the absence of what to eat. Are we aware that in ignorance, these benefits are neglected by us? When we count our blessings with the pressures and demands of this present age, I wonder if we ever sit back to reminisce on how good God has been to us. Even when we do, some of these intangibles are not considered. But how come there's so much ingratitude in our world today? Living in our fast-paced world with its demands has forced on us to see and give attention to the negatives, concentrating on the exigencies of life while neglecting the core things that makes life worth living. As individuals, aren't we blessed or have that sense of satisfaction where friends, families, or even strangers say the word thank you for a favor done to them? These regular expressions of gratitude, you will agree with me, meant a lot to us when we received it. Even more when some go the extra mile to make a call, send a mail to say thank you. These acts are really a source of encouragement that possibly could spur one to do more if the opportunity arises. And I'm sure this was how Jesus felt, as seen in Luke chapter 17 verse 12, when he came across 10 men who were leprous, who he prayed for and instructed to go show themselves to the priest according to the Jewish rites and tradition. The Bible records that one returned to give thanks, and the result of that action of gratitude was that he was made whole. Jesus' reaction revealed that it wouldn't have been out of place if the entire team of 10 lepers returned to give thanks. But in our world today, relatively, few people who receive the goodness of the Lord return to give him thanks for what he has done. That does not keep the Lord from doing what is right for us. He healed all 10 of these lepers according to their request, not just the one who was thankful. However, there was only one out of the 10 that was made whole. You see, gratitude backs wholeness. His receiving wholeness meant that not only his physical needs were met by that singular act of gratitude, but his soul, spirit, and body inclusive attained wholeness, which is the Lord's desire as seen in 3 John 2. Being unthankful is always a sign that self is exalting itself above God. A selfless person can be content with very little. A self-centered person cannot be satisfied. Thankfulness is a sign of humility, and cultivating a life of thankfulness will help keep self in proper place. Thankfulness to the Lord of what he has and what he has done is a very important part of Christian life. One of the many benefits of thanksgiving and praise is that they keep us from being self-oriented. Giving thanks is a totally unselfish action and is a key to a relationship with the Father that makes us whole and not just healed. How can we become more thankful? It's by cultivating an attitude of gratitude, giving thanks and always appreciating God and the human vessels he uses as channels to meet our daily needs here on earth. We become more thankful through the simple act of giving thanks every day for whatever we have that we appreciate. Giving thanks actually changes our attitude. Friends, let's make our time today to say, Father, thank you for life, for health, healing. Thank you for that friend that stood by me when I was in dire straits. Thank you for that relationship that's always there to share my burdens. For that spouse of mine who his or her presence has brought succor in the midst of turmoil. So much to thank God for. Once we start it, it evolves to an attitude that will become a part of us, helping us to become better persons in life. My name is God's Gift Ejike, and we're your host on Strategic Living Sessions. Let's meet again in the next podcast. Thank you. at some point, this thing they run,